Okay, so this is going to be kind of like Advent Calendar number one, part two. I had a customer that came in and so kind. She brought me some food. Um, so that was very nice of her. Let's see. So now I need to remember where I think I was going through the pattern to explain. So in the pattern, I do tell you what's going on besides the basic pattern. So I do say that duplicate stitched on the front only of the ornament, but there's enough yarn that if you want to do it on both sides, you're good. The red pattern is stranded around the front and back. Okay. If you don't like stranding, you could also duplicate stitch those on. You could choose not to put it on if you don't want to. You can also choose if you want to add some to the bottom. You can do that too. That was a thought I had after I did the graph and everything. And I said, well, you could do that, but I didn't. Let's see. And then it says French knots are worked for the Christmas balls in red and gold wherever desired. And the Christmas balls are little French knots that you are going to be seeing right here. And you just put them wherever you'd like. You can see here just a few stitches duplicate stitched in the black for the base of the tree. Okay, and then your pattern will also tell you how to crochet the little wattle, and I will talk about how to achieve the little kind of beak that we have here, and then your eyes, and then the little crocheted comb, and then our little tails. And also, that's another thing too. When you're doing the combs, the wattle, the tail, if you want to get crazy, not crazy, but if you want to do different colors for the tail, go ahead. You got enough yarn. If you want to do something a little different for anything else, you can. I just would not go nuts. Like if you want, there's enough of the cream color for everything, but not enough to like, oh, I'm gonna forget the green and red chicks. I want to make them all cream. There's not quite enough because the chicks are heavier in the cream color. So don't do that because otherwise you'll need some more cream. But there's enough to make some little changes. Um, okay, so what I wanted to talk to you today about was mostly, and then I'll go back, and I think probably in a separate yet tutorial, how to do the duplicate stitch and how to do the French knots. But today, right now, I'm going to talk about how to just knit the chicklet in general. So, taking your pattern out, let me just go over it as well, because I'm sure there's some things in here that maybe, I'm really hoping that we kind of got it right, that, as right as possible. For some of you that aren't aware, the yarn that we used was Alba by Jody Long. It's a sport weight wool and wool alpaca blend. I think it may be a little viscose too. And I'm figuring that it takes about 10 ounces. Like what I'm also going to be doing, these little, oops, I'll get a nice little basket later, I promise. But these little kits here, I am going to make each one of the chiclets. For those of you that did not order the kits, and once you start watching these and start salivating and start feeling really bad that you wished that maybe you had gotten a few kits, I will have them available separately so that you can order them. So this will be good for you if you need to know a little bit how to make them. Okay, so I figured 10 ounces. That's wrong. I think I was supposed to make a change there. Approximately 10 grams. Oh dear. Okay, so error right off the bat right there. Takes approximately 10 grams. I thought I fixed that. Of the main color. and then 10 grams of your contrasting color for when you're just doing just like an individual chick like that. You'll get 10 grams of 2 different colors. We are using a size 3 double point, or the short little interchangeable needles that have been going like crazy lately because those work very nicely. And then, or you can use the magic loop if that works for you. You need the crochet hook, obviously, for the embellishments. And then you want a stitch marker. You've got your tapestry needle, safety eyes, waste yarn. Okay, waste yarn. When you're using waste yarn, you are going to want the yarn that you're using, and I've said it before, I tend to like a little toothier yarns. I just like to work with wool. When you're doing provisional cast on, you don't want to use a toothy yarn because you don't want it sticking to the other toothy yarn. So if you have a sport weight, fingering weight, either superwash or cotton, that's what you want to use for your provisional cast on. Okay. And then you also need stuffing. And the stuffing can be anything. It could be polyfill. It could be, I actually had some leftover snow from my windows display, and I was using that because it's basically like a polyfill. And that worked great. Actually, I really like working with that because some of the polyfills are very slippery. So when you put them in, they're sliding past each other. But if you use like the snow, it's not slippery. I don't want to. I keep wanting to say nasty. It has that crunchy feel to it. That personally I think is a good choice. If you have cotton batting, if you have wool fiber, perfect. Anything, ends, great way to stuff it. That's another thing too. I should also mention, when you are working with your tails, don't worry about weaving them in. Just weave them in from the right side into your chick, but you don't have to worry about cutting them, weaving them in some more from the inside, because they're just going to stay put inside your chicklet. So don't give it a second thought. Okay, gauge is not crucial, but I am getting 5.5 to the inch on this. But again, it's not crucial. Let's see, and then, okay, note for the Advent kit. So each kit contains a ball of white, green, red, enough to make each ornament as described. And then I went through what day one had. And then the other little thing you also get, and I had some other ways I wanted to do it, but they didn't work. So we ended up just doing pictures and cutting them out. But what you can do, and I just didn't have the time to do this, is you can either tape, because I could not put them on the computer in this way. You can either tape or glue the picture. Oh, that's the wrong. Oh, it's the graph looks so different than the Chicklet does. I thought I had the wrong Chicklet. Okay, so that you could just put that there for reference. Okay, and that's just helpful. So, okay, so that's that. Now, as far as, we'll keep going through the pattern here. So you're going to cast on the amount of stitches that the graph has. And then, I just want to read through this for a second. Oh yeah, there's that little hint that I wanted to mention to you. Knit 4 rounds of colors. Oh, and somebody asked me that, and I gave the wrong answer. I'm going to take a look at this. I have a feeling I think I grabbed a pattern that was still on my computer that did not get corrected, and that's why the ounces are there. I know it got corrected, but I think I grabbed the wrong pattern. That still had a couple little things. Yeah, okay. Okay, good to know. I need to clean out my computer and get rid of all the different variations that I have on the Advent calendar. And unfortunately, if you have some questions, you might have gotten one of these too, and I'm sorry for that. Okay, yeah, I think I did, but let me just check one thing. Because I did a thank you, which is there. All right, well, we'll go through it and we'll see if there's any little issues that I might have. I was trying to get the pattern perfect, trying to make it so that there were no questions. We'll see how close I got. Okay, so I'm looking for. That's interesting. I'm looking for the provisional cast on. Oh, bottom of the bed. Okay. But I didn't say anything about that. Let's follow the chart. Okay, that's great. I didn't say anything about the provisional cast on. Okay, because when we do the chicklet, we are going to start with a provisional cast on. And I like to do it down at the bottom because we're going to be working up. If we did it from the top, because there are times where I've done it from the top down, but that's different if I'm doing just a plain yarn. But if we've got a patterning, I want my pattern to go this way. So provisional cast on, and I guess that's another one of those things I'm going to show you too. I used to do a chain provisional cast on, where you take your crochet hook, and I'll just show you how to do that right now. And then you pick up in the chain, and all along the chain, join, and work in the round all the way up to the top. Because we're going to add the duplicate stitch after the fact. So I just do a chain. Pull this out. Oh, this is nice. Your hands don't slip with this crochet hook. Okay, so I said do not use a toothy yarn, which I'm going to do because I don't have another yarn here, unless I. Let me just grab something from my bag. Oh, and I did find the little bonus chick. And here it is. This is the little sweater chick, which also has a cute little scarf, which I'm not sure where the scarf is at the moment. But that is the little sweater chicklet. And you have a choice. You can either do it in red and white or green and white. So it just depends on what you get. Alright, so that's that one. Let me find some yarn. What's this? Oh. Alright, I'm just going to use this. I'll have to suffer later when I go to take the cast on off. But alright, so all you're going to do is make a chain. And don't do it too tight, because you need to get your needle in there. So I'm just going to crochet a chain. So what I like to do is I will crochet, like say you need to put on 20 stitches. I'll put on a few extra. And I'll show you why after, but we're just going to pick up a few stitches. Okay, so we're just going to do this. And this is going to be, what I'm giving you today is, I promise, I'm going to do a better one. It's just, I had some things came up this weekend, and there was just no way that I could do everything and also get this done in a timely fashion. So then what I would do is, I'll just say I do my cup, say this is my 20, and I'm just going to put on like 3 or 4 extra chains. Okay? Then I'm going to break it off, and I'm going to pull that tail through. Also, just put a little knot on the end of this just to mark that this is where you ended. Okay. So that got done. So now I'm going to I'll take some red. Oh, and I need a needle. Let's see, double points. Or my cute little Chalgo needles. And for those of you that might not have seen them, they're in here, right? Yes, they're in here. So they go up to size 3, which, you know what, now I'm thinking about them. Oh, they're here. You get 2-inch Chalgos and you get 3-inch long tips. And then you get a variety of short little cords. So let me just see if I think my other Chalgo needle. Yeah, see? Look how little it is. So these will get put on there and picked up. But I just realized my Chalgo is in another Chicklet at the moment. Yes, I have another Chicklet going on. So let me just grab a double point, and I'll just show you how I pick up in the back of the chain. And then I want to show you the other provisional cast on that has become my absolute favorite. Okay. So now what you do, let me find a needle. And I apologize. I am all congested once again. It's got to be allergies, because it comes and goes. The only problem is it seems to always come on when I'm talking with somebody or doing something like this, which is not great. I have so many bags with so many needles and things in them now. Okay. Just need something with a sharp tip on it. Okay, let's see. In my pocket here. And then also, oh, I know. Oh, it's in here. In my really favorite little felted Chicklet bag that has my very, very sweet little sheep zipper pull on it that I'm absolutely in love with. Just love it. It was a gift. Very happy with it. Okay, so here we go. Number 3, double point. So I'm going to start, because I want to start where the knot is, because that is where I know it's going to pull off nice and easy. If I start at the other end, I'm going to have to pick that chain off. So we're going to do this. I'm going to go into, it's going to be very hard to see. There we go. But I'm going to go into the back of the chain. You have the front of your chain that looks nice. And then you have the back of the chain that has the little bumps. So what you want to do, let me find my hole there, is put your needle through the little bump, and not in the first chain. You want to, you have a couple extra chains, go in like the second or third one, go into the bump of that back chain. And when I do the other tutorial, I'll have a nice close-up. I just got one of those new, that the over hangs over with your camera, gets a real good thing of your hands. So I got that so that I could do this, and we'll be using it later. And then all you want to do is like crocheting or picking up, buttonhole stitches, button band stitches, you're just going to take your yarn and you're going to go into the back of each bump. Let me get a couple done so you can see them. And that is going to give you live stitches when you're done, but you can continue knitting up for the chick. Yeah, this is not how I planned to show you. Okay, so there we go. So I'm picking up, there you go, the back, through the back of the chain. And you'll do that all the way across until you have the amount of stitches that you need. Okay, so you'll do, I skipped a stitch, but you'll do that all the way across. And then when you pick up all the way across, then you're just going to join in the round as you would for a hat or mitts, taking care not to twist it. And then you're going to follow your graph. Oh, I'm so sorry about being so stuffy. You're going to follow your graph round by round. And don't forget, this is going to be, unless you want to knit it in flat, this is going to be duplicate stitched after. So you're going to work all the way up. Then you're going to join your red and do your every other stitch stranded. Okay, now the other provisional cast on that I wanted to show you, let me just take this off because I don't need it anymore, is you need your crochet hook, you need your needle. You are going to, with your provisional cast on yarn, you are going to do your slip stitch, your slip knot, sorry. Here we go. I love this cast on so much. Then you are going to take your crochet hook and lay it on top of your yarn. And then the first stitch is, oh, I'm sorry, wait a minute, I'm doing it wrong. I do it every time. No, your yarn goes onto your double point needle or whatever needle that you're going to put it on. Then what you do is, okay, I'm doing a absolute. Was I right the first place? I always have to think about it the first. No, it's over the needle. Just have to do it. I'm sorry. I was right the first time. My needle goes over the yarn. Then with my crochet hook, I grab the yarn and I work it over the needle. Then I take my yarn, I put it underneath the double point, wrap it around the crochet hook, double point needle, and I just keep putting the yarn under, crocheting, yarn under, crocheting. And you're going to do that until you have all your stitches on the double point needle. And then once you've done that, let's see, gotta go under. And you could really get pretty speedy with this. And then when you're done, you are simply going to break your yarn and just chain a couple extra stitches. Whoops, yeah. A couple extra stitches and pull it through. There you go. So there's all your provisional stitches on the needle, and then you're just going to join with your main yarn and just knit the round and join your yarn and you're good to go. So that's that provisional cast on, which I like very, very much. And I'm not sure what that's called. I'm not sure if it has its own special name, but provisional cast on using your crochet hook. Then, okay, so we did that. Let me just follow the pattern again. So now you're just going to knit in the round, knit, 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 knit. Then when you get to you're going to do your stranding with your red. And then, then when you get to the top, you're going to do a 3 needle bind off. And I will visit that in the second part. Well, we're already at the second part. In the next part that I do of the tutorial, so you can see what a 3 needle bind off looks like. And we'll do that, and then I'll show you the crochet. We'll just go step by step how to finish the rest of the chick. If you are like Speedy Gonzalez and you are really going ahead, there is my original Chicklet tutorial that I do show all of what I'm showing right here. I had some technical difficulties as far as being able to keep my hands in the where you can see them, so you might have to, so you'll have to forgive me for that. But the information is there, so if you need to get to it before I get to it, I'm gonna try it in a little bit, and hopefully, I hope nobody even bothers to show up today. That would be just so great. I had such a good Friday and Saturday that, yeah. And a lot of you have ordered online, so that was really terrific. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to try. I'm going to get set up and do my real nice close-up hand tutorial, so you can see how I do the duplicate stitch, the French knot, and those other little things that I wanted to do. But at least this is a great way to get you started. I am a little concerned, however, looking at this pattern now, though, and I know I made a whole bunch of copies of this, and I'm sure that a whole bunch of you got this pattern, and it doesn't mention anything about the provisional cast on, which I'm disappointed in, because we worked so hard to get this done correctly, and I blew it and printed out the wrong copy. Oh, I'm so mad at myself right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to figure out how to do this. I'm going to get the correct copy up. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to tell you to go, where I'm going to post it, so that you can get the correct copy of the pattern with the provisional cast on. Because when you should be right from the get-go, you should be putting on your provisional cast on, and somehow or another it disappeared off of this pattern. Okay, I'm going to think about where I'm going to put that. I will put it in the notes. I will put it in the notes where the link will be, where you can get that. Yeah, okay. I apologize for that. I really blew that. Okay, well, notes for next year of, having somebody double check me as to which pattern I'm printing out. Alrighty. Alright, well, anyway, so I'm going to let you get to starting your, I've got to get this posted up. I'll get you going on your Chicklet, and I will go from there. Okay, thanks for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow. And don't feel free, if you have any questions, to get in touch with me. Thanks. Bye-bye.